Alright, so we checked all these places, and it seems like we can go over here to Mahonoseki. This brings me back. I saw Aoishidatami Street back when I was a kid. Me too. I still like the feel of the street. The stone pavement's especially beautiful on rainy days. Shigeru Mizuki wrote about how his grandmother would bring him here as a child in Nanba. He said the stones looked gigantic. Was Shigeru Mizuki the guy who did Kitaro? Yeah, his childhood home's nearby, though it's technically across the border in Tori Prefecture. Also, Mahonoseki shows up in GGG no Yanobo. Huh, so even Shimane has been the setting for some TV dramas, huh? Hey, it's not just TV dramas, but movies too. There's Castle of Sand, and Railways, and... What's up? Just remembered, that sign. A movie. That sign was meant to mark a location film for a movie. Movie? So, was the sign like a movie poster or something? Yeah, it was the last scene of that movie. The heroine heads to Yomotsu Hirasaka. Hirasaka. That's where the sign was. Damn it, I completely forgot when we went to go get the film. Sorry, but I've never even heard of that place. You'll know when we get there. It's not too far from here. Let's head there right now. That sign's set up in Yomotsu Hirasaka, right? We gotta go there before it gets dark. Right, let's hurry. Oh, it's way down there. On the ride to Hirasaka, Magari mutters as she looks out the window. Say, So what exactly is Yomotsu whatchamacallit? Some sort of ghost sighting spot? Yomotsu Hirasaka. Basically the boundary between our world and the Yomi, the underworld. Gee, that sounds like a seriously messed up place. We're like seriously going there? Calm down, it's just a myth. You know how this country was created by the married gods Izanami and Izanagi? I think I've heard of them, but I'm not sure. When the wife Izanami died, the grieving Izanagi wanted to bring her back to life somehow, and headed deep underground to Yomi. To revive Izanagi would have to talk with the god of Yomi, so he had to wait there. He was told not to look at Izanami, but he did. Oh boy, I guess men always have been perverts, huh? It's not a dirty story like you're thinking. Her body had rotted away with time, so she was kinda like a zombie. What? Embarrassed and enraged at being seen like that, Izanami sent many monsters to chase after Izanagi. After he escaped to the surface, it's said that Izanagi sealed the hole with a Chibiki stone. So, this Hirasaka place we're headed to, it's the entrance to Yomi, albeit sealed. Hey, so it's like a really messed up place, right? Probably haunted too. We're gonna end up like that film. I don't want to go to a for real haunted place. Look, it's just a myth. Hey, let go of my arm, watch it. No. Magari screams in vain as they continue to ride to Hirasaka. Not sure what, but there's something about this place's atmosphere. Hey, come on already. This is definitely the place. The sign's right there. Despite her grumbling, Yagumo convinces Magari to get out of the passenger seat. The sign stands in front of them. That's definitely the sign. The exact same color scheme and location as the film. Exactly, so in other words, the scene where the actress is walking started right here, and the nearby pond side is where that thing came out, right? The sign's set up where the Chibiki stone sealing the entrance to Yomi. Let's go. I think there's a pond on the way to the hill. That might be the pond where the ghost was sighted. What do we do if it actually shows up? You can fight people, but not ghosts. Come on, it's not gonna show up. Let's go. Not this pond, is it? Too small compared to the one in the film. On the way up the hill, Yagumo mutters as he looks for a small, muddy green pond to the right. Sensing the presence of people, a koi fish had surfaced and started flapping its lips. As Yagumo looks at it, Magari suddenly lets out a strange voice behind him. Whoa, what's wrong? There it is. There it is, right over there. Magari cries out incoherently as she tugs on the sleeve of Yagumo's jacket. What's where? Magari points to a lone white figure standing atop Yomotsu Hirosaka's hill among the trees. It's clearly a young woman with long black hair. Magari, go, go. Hey, what are you pushing me for? Why don't you go instead? Just shut up and go. Get a closer look. Hey, you done? Stop pushing. The figure slowly starts stirring, perhaps reacting to the sound of Yagumo and Magari jostling around. Before their eyes, the figure slowly turns around. Oh, it's just a tourist. Got worked up for nothing. Sorry, did I startle you? No, not at all. My assistant here just jumped to conclusions. Good grief, you dumbass. Ow. After lightly smacking Magari in the forehead, Yagumo puts on the coolest face he can muster and turns back towards the woman. By the way, what's a woman like you sightseeing in a place like this? I suppose it's odd, huh? But this is the boundary between this world and the next, correct? So I was wondering if you could mail a letter here and have it reach the dearly departed. So I came to see this place with my own eyes. You mean the letter to heaven mailbox? The letter to heaven mailbox is a collaboration between Higashizumo Lions Club and the Yomitsu Hirosaka Grounds Preservation Committee. Hirosaka is the boundary between worlds. Many visitors reflect on their dearly departed. Thus, the mailbox was established in 2017. When I got here, it was so quiet and mysterious. So much so that I feel like a letter could actually reach heaven from here. If you don't mind me asking, did you write a letter for someone precious? Well, let's see. The person most precious to me is perfectly fine. Huh? What? My friends and family are all alive. Even my grandparents are perfectly healthy. I just heard the story about this mailbox and thought it sounded lovely. I see. Is that all? I suppose it's certainly romantic, huh? Yes, I'm quite satisfied from what I've seen here. Now, if you'll excuse me. Okay, take care. Have a safe trip. With a smile and a slight nod, the woman leaves. Yagumo sees her off with a dumb smile and wave. Magari stares wearily at the sight of him. The letter to heaven mailbox stands silently in the sun, filtering between the trees. Must be full of emotional and heartfelt letters. There's a small pond up ahead on the road. It's not the pond in the film. Should be bigger. It does feel like a place that leads to Yomi. I guess that's all we can examine. Yagumo and Magari search for a place where the ghost showed up on the film. There wasn't an indication that time had passed, so it probably can't be far from here, but director said that there's a big pond nearby called Tosui. Really? Yeah, see? Magari shows Yagumo the map on her phone. Sure enough, the pond called Tosui nearby. That's pretty close. Okay, let's go. Sure. They follow Magari's map to Tosui. There, they find the exact same scenery as they saw in the film. Oh, this is without a doubt. Hey Magari, go stand by that pond, around where the actress was. What? But what if the ghost shows up? Then that'll prove that the film was real. If anything happens, I'll save you. Come on. So, that's rich coming from someone who is shoving me over a false alarm. With a face full of displeasure, Magari timidly steps up to the side of the pond. Yagumo forms a frame with his fingers and checks her against the background. The frame was composed like this, right? Which means the camera was placed around here. After taking a few steps back, Yagumo determines where the camera might have been, and then takes a look around. That's strange. What's wrong? Magari, this cut of the film had a window frame on camera, right? Yeah, the camera was indoors, facing out. But there's no building here. So, did they build a set then? Did they? The director must have had some sort of reason to go out of the way to do an indoor camera. But what? I can't think of anything. After nightfall, done with today's investigation, Magari and Yagumo look through the film again in the editing room. No matter how many times I watch it, the real deal is just too intense. What's the plan? Sure, we pinpointed the filming location, but our top priority is to interview director Ibuse when he arrives here tomorrow. Oh, and call Kanade, the cameraman, for me. We're filming. We are? Yeah, it's best if we try filming for ourselves. Load up the lighting and the spare camcorder into the van just to be safe. Tell Kanade to meet us on location at 10 a.m. Got it? Roger. As soon as he decides they'll be filming, Yagumo starts excitedly instructing Magari. He seems kind of happy in Magari's eyes. Yagumo Chapter 2, Part 1. I'm so freaked out. Hey director, this thing's shaking like crazy. Don't worry, just keep going forward. Forward? But that's where the ghost was floating. That's even scarier than the shaking. I understand how you feel, but you're not the only one who can... You're the only one who can do this job, so I'm counting on you. What? I mean, yeah, that sounds plausible, but still. Magari spreading her arms wide for balance as she crosses across the long plane. It seems they're trying to recreate a cut from the film. Is this okay? Perfect. Okay. I'll be a stand-in for the actress. Kanade, you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. Once they finish shooting, Yagumo yells cut, and they quickly proceed to check the footage. How did it look? Well, at the very least, it doesn't look like we caught a ghost on film. Okay, we checked what we needed to. Sorry for calling you out here so suddenly. You're a big help. Did you learn anything from that? I don't know. For now, let's compare it against the original film in the editing room. We didn't get permission to shoot, so let's break it up quick, Magari. Get the data off the SD card. Roger. They quickly pack up the equipment and the plank and load everything into the van. Okay, Magari. Can you set up a side-by-side preview of the original film and the video we shot today? Roger. Magari quickly pulls up the video they shot today on the computer. She then pulls up the original film data and puts them side by side on the monitor. Your standing position spot on, director. It's pretty much the same as the actress. Yeah, we did a good job recreating the film. The problem's figuring out what happened here during the shoot 10 years ago. You mean it wasn't just a TV drama shoot? Well, the film ended up with a shady history, so something must have happened. Right, I've been wondering about the plank. How'd you come up with that? It's simple. It's the only thing I could think of that creates the effect of standing on water. After all, the ghost is floating, but looks like it got its feet firmly on the pond's surface. Now that you mention it, we used a plank this time, but we could use something clear like an acrylic plate too. But since the film was shot during a downpour, you can't see the surface of the water at all. So you mean the film was a trick after all? I don't know for sure, but that's the assumption I've been working on for the investigation. But wouldn't it be weird for a mystery drama to use a horror movie trick? Besides, if it's just a trick, why would it get shelved? Well, there had to be another reason why the series was shelved. Can't be as simple as a curse or a ghost. Gotta be a secret someone wants hidden. This part looks strange. Strange? Well, let's see you try standing there without losing your balance. No, that's not what I meant. The ghost seems quite bigger than you. Now that you mention it, the ghost was a big-ass woman, wasn't it? No, it's unclear due to the rain, but the ghost in the film seems to be closer to the camera. You mean, it's lens compression. Lens compression. An effect that causes objects in the background to seem bigger when using a telephoto lens than using a normal lens. Basically, you mean, in the original film, this cut was shot with a telephoto lens? I guess we'll commit that to memory. The words jumping out at me scared me more than anything in this game so far. Exactly. But if the cut's supposed to focus on the actress, it wouldn't make sense to use a telephoto lens. Yeah, that's why I didn't use it at today's shoot. Maybe they wanted to make the pond and background seem more visually impressive? Every detail has a purpose in the director's eye, which means the telephoto lens was intentional. You mean... Magari, rewind the film once again to just a bit before the cut where the ghost appears. Okay. Magari brings up the film and drags the bar to the scene as instructed. The actress is walking in the downpour, and with a thunderclap, the screen fades to white. And in the next moment, the ghost appears? Magari, how long does the screen stay white? Let's see. It lasts 23 frames, or just under a second. What if they use some sort of trick during that window of time to make the ghost appear? In less than a second? How is that even possible? Not even enough time to drop it down from midair using a wire. You got a point, but a lens compressed frame and a natural whiteout. There's something we're missing here. Okay, guess that's it. Anything else you want to investigate? Let's see. Feels like we're missing something. But I can't remember what. We'll just have to check when I do remember. What's the plan? Want to check on the film one more time? Nah, there doesn't seem to be a point. Let's do something else. Yagumo sits in front of his computer and opens up his email client as his routine. No work request today either, huh? Geez, the situation's normal in a bad way. Nobody's to be seen in the reception room. Magari must have given up and gone to the editing room. Though I guess it's not like she can avoid going into the editing room forever. Work's work. I think that poster on the left is Alfred Hitchcock. Because I've seen that pose before. We can go to Tosui, Hirosaka. Back to the archive center, I guess? Sayama's alone in the archive room, sipping coffee and watching the monitor as usual. You're back, huh? Well, come on in. I was just starting to get bored out of my mind. Sorry, there's something I want to make sure of. And that is that film really from the TV drama project that was suspended 10 years ago? Kind of a late question to ask like that. Sorry, just making sure. Well, to answer your question, there's no doubt about it. Or at least I think so. Sensing the evasiveness in Sayama's words, Yagumo casually tries to press him on that point. Sayama, were you here when the project was suspended? Basically, I'm asking if you were physically here the moment the film was literally shelved. Okay, I see where you're getting at. No, I didn't witness that firsthand. I only got reassigned here 8 years ago. So I can only assume that the film is the film based on the name and date written on the label. Phrase memorized. Hang on a second, I thought the label on the film can was blank. Not that label, the one on the archive shelf. Clearly said that it was the Project Plots film. You seem to have your doubts, but I thought that was enough to identify it. It's not like anyone has anything to gain with the switcheroo. I see, you might be right about that. They visit Totsui again. It's quiet and still, save for the rippling of the pond surface, just like this morning. Is there anything we need to check here? I brought the camera just in case. Let's see. As Yagumo folds his arms in thought, a casual voice calls out from behind. Are you the one that filmed here this morning? Oh, yes we are. She seems to be a local resident. Perceiving that, Yagumo puts on his best customer service smile. Were we a nuisance? If so, I humbly apologize. No, you're fine. I was just thinking that a few people ever film here. Oh, they filmed without permission, so Yagumo would like to avoid any trouble with the residents. But before Yagumo can come up with excuses, Magari puts on a smile and answers for him. Oh, it wasn't full-blown filming. We're just location scouting to find the best places to film. I see. Well, Yomotsu Hirosaka is nearby, so people film there every now and then. I like seeing that, so I'll come by to watch whenever I hear there's a filming happening. Did you happen to see a TV drama shoot that happened here 10 years ago? 10 years ago? Well, I don't remember anything like that. That figures, it was 10 years after all. By the way, ma'am, how long have you lived around here? Me, I've lived here a long time, ever since I got married 30 years ago. Pretty much taken root here. Well, you seem like you know the area, so would you happen to know if there's been any changes in the buildings around here? Yagumo points in the general direction of where he believes the camera was placed. The woman smiles and shakes her head in an exaggerated fashion. The people may change, but this place hasn't changed one bit ever since I moved in. Phrase memorized. I see. So I guess the window frame seen in that film was a set after all. But what was the intention? Why would that cut need a window frame? By the way, the woman leans forward, quite curious. What are you filming, a TV drama? Movie? Who's starring in it? It's a TV drama, but casting and whatnot has not been decided yet. I see. Hopefully you can cast some famous faces. Hopefully. Yagumo gives her an ambiguous smile, as he doesn't know if he'll be taking up the megaphone himself. Okay, it's just the same thing. Oh, we can go to Miho-kan. Does this place have anything to do with a film? Well, before Yagumo can finish that thought, a strange man blocks their path. Excuse me, can we help you? It's time for the first Baki Baki Shimane quiz. What? Have you two been to Matsue Castle? Matsue Castle is the topic of today's quiz. Are you just talking to yourself? Well, the Lord of Matsue Castle appears in which of the famous Rakugo stories? I don't know. The Sanma and Meguro? Correct. The one who eats the Sanma in the story is Kami Matsudaria of Itsumo Matsue. Some variants of the story use other lords, but the majority mention him. Well done, you two. Until we meet again. And with that, the man runs off, leaving Yagumo and Magari dazed and confused. What the hell was that guy? An enigma. What was the design on his t-shirt supposed to be? Also an enigma. I feel like Miho-kan is where the story wants me to go, so let's try other places. There's not a soul to be seen at Hirosaka. Silence fills the area. The girl we met here yesterday sure was cute, huh? Yeah, she had the looks of an actress. You were head over heels for her too, director. I wasn't head over anything. Totally cool, and look. Magari thrust her phone at Yagumo, interrupting him. There's a photo of Yagumo with a goofy grin as he talks to the woman from yesterday. When did you... See, head over heels. It was funny, so I took a picture of it. You really do look like you're head over heels, huh? Now you know. Next time you see a cute girl, try not to make an embarrassing face, okay? You make that face in front of an actress, you won't be taken seriously as a director at all. Okay. Yagumo reflects deeply as he gets into the van. Fortunately, Isagami doesn't seem busy. Yagumo and Magari are quickly taken to the reception room after checking in. So, Maxie, you figure out anything about that film? Nothing I can say for sure, but the investigation's proceeding. I see. Hopefully that film doesn't turn out to be actually cursed, you know? Isagami, do you think that's an actual ghost? Well, I heard that the project's had a shady history to begin with, and besides, well, us industry vets have heard a lot of things. Even some legit videos can't be broadcast. So that sort of stuff really does exist, huh? Sure does. So that film could be legit too. That's scary. Scary indeed. Isagami and Magari keep nodding. Yagumo can only watch them in exasperation. Alright. Miho-kan. A historic hotel overlooking Aoisha Datami Street, designated as a national treasure. Wow, such a nice place. Ubuse is such a famous director, it's only natural that Isagami booked him a fancy place. When they state their business at the front, they're immediately greeted by the woman they saw yesterday at the Shimane TV lobby. You must be Max Yagumo and Aine Magari. I'm Izaya Ubuse's manager, Monami Hashima. Isagami had informed me of the situation. Ubuse just arrived, so please follow me. With a refined grace, Hashima leads them upstairs. Waiting in the room is a listless Ubuse sitting in a chair. So, you're Maxi Yagumo, right? I heard from Isagami. Sorry to barge in when you just arrived. I'm Maxi Yagumo, and she's my assistant. Magari, nice to meet you. You probably don't remember, but we met back at the Asian Film Convention. I remember. You won the Excellence Award, right? I voted for you. You remember? That's such an honor. Yeah, your film had a mysterious charm. It was brimming with spirit, and yet a faint sense of death. Scent of death. Instead of clarifying for the confused Yagumo, Ubuse chuckles. Anyway, it's that cursed film you wanted to talk about, eh? Yeah, we saw that film in the archive center. The one with the ghost-like woman floating on the... Yeah, that's right, that was indeed on the film. It's been 10 years, but I remember it like it was yesterday. Can't forget, even if I try. Director Ubuse, you mean... Yes, I shot it. I shot that cursed film. And because of it, the project was suspended. I didn't think I'd hear about it 10 years later. Can you tell us what happened when you filmed it? Why did something like that show up on film? You've got some sort of idea, right, director? I'm sorry, but that film's cursed by a ghost. Which is why everyone involved swore not to disclose anything about it. So there's nothing I can tell you. Don't say that, I'm begging you, director. That's all I have to say. Please leave. Yagumo and Magari are kicked out of the room, gaining next to nothing for their efforts. As they droop their shoulders in dejection, Hashima apologetically bows her head. I apologize on behalf of the director. He doesn't budge when he makes up his mind. No, it's fine. It's enough that he was willing to talk to us. I'm sorry, I'll arrange for another meeting, so for today... Thank you. Now if you'll excuse us. Thank you. We want to see if Ubuse could tell them something that would serve as a clue. Instead, they leave Miho-kan empty-handed as they silently walk down Aoisha Datami Street. But then suddenly, Yagumo stops. What's wrong, director? Well, I just remembered what it was I wanted to check. You want to check something? Director Abuse is not exactly in a talkative mood. No, not with him, with the film, specifically the truck. The truck? Let's check the film one more time, Magari. Okay. When Yagumo starts dashing to the parking lot, Magari frantically follows behind. They call up Abuse at front, knowing it's a long shot. After a short wait, the elevator opens, revealing only Monami. Where's the director, Abuse? I'm sorry, I tried to convince him, but he really has nothing more to say. No, you don't have to apologize, Monami. It's my fault for being so persistent when he's a busy man. We'll come back some other time. I see. I'll see you then. Okay. Monami smiles at Yagumo's response and gracefully turns around. Her fluttering hair tickles Yagumo's nose. She smells nice. You creep. Yagumo's too distracted by watching Monami leave to even register Magari's jab. Magari's eyes keep darting around as they walk down Aoishidatami Street. What's wrong? I was just wondering if that weird guy was going to show up again. He's an enigma, but the worst he did was quiz us. If he shows up, we'll deal with him then. I guess you're right, but where have I seen that guy before? Yagumo keeps walking down the street as Magari continues to be restless. Alright, I'll continue this next time. So, thanks for watching and see you guys then. Bye.